Jan, okay, fellow board members.
No, Jan.
Call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Okay, Jan and Judy have excused absences. We have no public input. I have no correspondence and announcements. Do you have? Okay, meeting adjourned. Thanks, Terry. Nice try. The minutes from our last meeting, February 28th. I look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Robin. So second, Linda. Any discussion? Any questions? That was easy. I hope everybody read them. Yeah. All right. Okay. All in favor of accepting the minutes from the February 28th meeting? Signify by saying aye.
I have to abstain. I wasn't here.
Correct.
Okay.
Chris abstains also.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you very much. Okay, treasurer's report, Tia.
So did everyone get a chance to look at the treasurer's report? I did want to make sure that everybody understood that the reason why the ticket things had weird numbers on them was because of the processing fee deductions. So that's fair. But as you see, you know, a lot of activity coming in. Next month, you'll see a lot of activity going out. So, but then we'll have our net dollar encumbrances on that. So that's the board of directors account. Any questions about the library operations? And then in the grant fund, we are spending through our ARPA grant. And we've got our lockers in, and we've got the expenses associated with that, both for the lockers themselves and then for the subscription fee, because there's update and maintenance on them because they're electronic.
So lockers, the ones that are outside?
The ones that are outside.
So tell me what they are. So I will.
Whoa,
That's a
Megan's report.
Okay,
I'm just talking about the money.
I know.
She talks about it today. Okay, so then any questions on that? All right, so then the encumbrance reports. You're going to see more encumbrances, obviously, the next time in the library board account for the mini golf. We may want to take all of our mini golf monies and put them all into a mini golf encumbrance as opposed to having it year by year, since we're looking, we didn't have specific line items for those funds. So what I would like to do, if everybody's in agreement, we can talk about this, is just have a mini golf encumbrance category, and then we'll just do any deductions out of that, both for the mini golf expenses and then whatever we decide to do with the proceeds from the mini golf.
You need a motion?
We will, but yeah.
Would you make a motion first? All right. So I'll make a motion to put a line item in for encumbrances for mini golf.
Just to combine up all the mini golf.
Combine up all the mini golf.
I'll second it. Any discussion?
So do we have a bottom line of what we made yet, or?
But wait for I'm just doing the treasurer's report. This is just for our reporting purposes. And again, the reason why I was thinking about that is there's no reason for 3 line items or 4 line items. It's just one. It's from all of our fundraisers, and we didn't have specific projects that we were doing.
Point of information. Isn't that just housekeeping?
I can, but I wanted to make sure that in the past, we have always been very specific on the treasurer's report of seeing what the monies were year by year.
Okay.
So rather than just make that change, I wanted people to understand why I wanted to make that change. So if that's in agreement with everybody.
so there's a motion on the floor. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, and, other than that, are there any other questions about the encumbrances? Okay, thank you.
We need a motion.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I make a motion to,
No, we need a motion.
I need
To
a
accept.
motion to accept the treasurer's report as submitted. Second? Yeah. John? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jan's not here. Anybody have anything from the Friends group to report? Did you leave anything with you?
The 1,000 books for kindergarten badge book scheme, and the Friends have paid for that to tune of roughly 2,500. That's great. Or sorry, 1,200. Then museum passes are now, museums are taking passes again. So the Friends have reviewed a handful of them so far. They're slowly trickling in. So it looks like we'll be back to normal operating for the museum passes.
That's great. That's a great one.
Yeah. Nice to see things opening up again.
All positive news. Okay, so next is my report, and I just want to take a minute to thank everybody for all your efforts for the golf event. Tia, I just have little notes. I just want to thank you. You were the right-hand gal with financial help and handling of the money, so thank you. Okay. Connie, you sold the most tickets, and you gave up your evening with your friends to work, so thank you. Linda, you were present for setup and takedown and everything in between. You sold tickets, set up holes, served food, cleaned up, you did it all. Thank you. Terry, thank you for all your pre-event work. You had great contacts and did a super job with raffle prices. Thank you for all your effort. Chris, such dedication arriving after a full day's work, and you pitched right in and you did an awesome job on cleanup. You were just really with it. So thank you so much, especially after all day of work. So Rebecca and John, what can I say? You jumped right in after only a few days on the board. You attended committee meetings, took on assignments, and worked all night serving wine, and then you both cleaned up. Thank you so much. Okay. Robin Kahn, a special thank you to you for being sensible and taking care of yourself. You are too important to us to compromise yourself, and we know you were with us in spirit. So thank you. Okay. Sue, what can I say? You're a super right-hand guy to Robin. You took on major duties from whole sponsorship to washing glasses and everything in between. Your husband, Pat, made you a dynamic duo. So appreciate all you both did, and please tell him. Okay?
I will, thank you.
Okay. And Robin, another successful fundraiser thanks to you. Your leadership and organization were evident as the event came together. Thanks to you, we raised money and we have great community awareness. Please thank your husband, Rob, for all his help, and we certainly hope we will share again next year. And most of all, of course, a big thank you to our director, Megan. She's always there to pull it together. Anything asked of you was accomplished with accuracy and a smile, above and beyond your duties for sure. Your staff under your direction was awesome. From technical ability to physical ability, they came through 100%. So I think we're a great team, guys. And I feel honored to be your chair. And I think that we'll probably do this again, and let's walk it up and start plans for next year. Okay? Robin will give a full report on this, so you can wait for all the great details. Okay? The other thing that I just want to bring up is the town meeting is April 4th, next Monday. If you can make it, at that town meeting, budgets can be cut, so we have to make sure that we're intact. And then there is a tentative date, I understand, for the referendum for the 17th, Tuesday the 17th. Please vote. Please have your family members vote. It's important that the town side and the school side both get passed. We need this budget, so please go forward.
What was the date of that again? The
April
referendum?
17th. That's
April
17th.
17th is a Sunday.
Is it? I'm sorry. Do I have it wrong?
Or maybe
Is that Tuesday? So do I have it wrong? I apologize. Okay, so the 19th. It's that Tuesday, and I'm sure you'll hear more about it. Okay? Director's update.
I'll start with statistics. Any questions on the statistics? No?
You're looking good.
Yeah, we're chugging along. Yeah, I'm happy with where we're heading, and I feel like we're getting back on track. Spending report. Any questions on the spending report? I do have an update to the equipment budget. On here it shows that we are 23% spent for the year. As of Friday, we now have about $600 left in that account. So we have purchased the remaining computers that needed to be updated. We've decided to replace 2 Macs this year, as the Macs have been here longer than me. We have 4 in total. Then we purchased an additional TV, smart TV for the Keeler room. We found that the mobile TV we had on a cart, we were consistently wheeling upstairs for people, which wasn't very practical, as we had needs for that in other areas of the building. So we will be installing an additional smart TV in that room, which will give us another room where people can connect devices to. Any questions though?
So Megan, is 59% just about where we should be for the year?
Yeah, because some of
3
the,
months to go, another quarter.
yeah, so like the e-content budget you see is at 35. They usually, the majority of that is spent the last 2 months of the year. So there are some things that just don't get spent right away. Typically, the equipment budget, we actually didn't have spent all of it out right now either. We tend to wait to see if any emergencies crop up before we spend out that account. In the past, we've had issues where we've had panels that needed to be replaced that cost a couple $1,000 that wasn't anticipated. So we usually pause on that. However, last year we ran into supply chain issues. So this year we decided to take our chances and make all those purchases sooner to ensure we would have everything before the end of the year. And staffing is a little lower than it should be. So if you notice, last year we were 56%, and that was with COVID and staff being furloughed. This year we're only at 59%, but that's also because we have been short-staffed. But we do have someone. Yes. And I'm quick through the director's report. You see we have 2 new hires. One will be starting on Monday. They'll be filling our Monday, Thursday morning shifts and our Wednesday evening. One of our staff members very kindly changed her schedule to accommodate the new hire because of childcare issues. We're very happy that we're able to make that work. I really think that's a sign of how well the staff is doing together and really pitching in to help each other out. So I was very pleased with that. The library assistant youth services, Abigail, will be starting mid-May, which will give us enough time to train her before we jump into summer reading. The RFID project is going very well. I put in some very tight timelines for getting things done. And at the time, I knew they were a bit unrealistic, but I like the idea of having the staff highly motivated. And they've just truly impressed me. We're hitting the deadline for the first floor. It's really coming together. Staff are really pitching everything to happen. And to that extent, large print upstairs has been tagged and teams halfway done, and we anticipate that by the end of next week. The long haul is going to be the adult collection. The reality is that that is going to take us a while because we do have to take the books out of the stacks in areas where we don't have power in the floor. So that means moving full. So that is going to take time. But we'll be able to tell the public the first floor is tagged, so it's easier for people to understand. If you grab items only from the first floor, the pads will work. If you grab items from upstairs, you may need to scan them. Yes.
Does that affect staffing at all, putting in that automated system?
No. Right now, we have had a smaller staff in the last few years, and the staff that we have all have been very busy. This is not going to change the staffing that we do have because we do have a lot of projects that need more focus from this vector during circulation. So this will allow them to give more of their energy to special projects and will give more care to patrons' questions that come to us. Right now, they do struggle with assisting patrons with general needs on top of answering phones, checking people in and out. This will merely allow them to put more energy into doing a more efficient job.
So, Maggie, put down RFID, basically when a person, if the tag is in there, it goes over to the reader. Let them read it right now?
Yes.
Okay, so it won't have to be barcode scanned, you just basically
No.
put up. Okay.
Yep, you put it right on the pad, and then you see them appear on the screen.
Got it.
And then underneath, right above the pad is the barcode reader.
Right.
So you basically just open the area that's dead, slide it underneath.
That's gonna be a transition.
Yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
But the majority of our patrons not majority, 50% don't go to the second floor. So for half of our patrons,
Yeah, it's
they'll
good.
be able to just use the pad. And that's why we put a really tight timeline for the first floor. It's going to be near the first floor of the majority of our foot traffic.
Plus the reality is the kids and the younger people will do that very easily.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
the older generation. that's gonna come
Well,
back.
it's actually interesting is that our older population has, like, since we opened post-COVID, say that, the majority of our seniors. They really like it.
I
Because
got my
even,
acorn hat. I'm really excited.
but no, they'll still come, they'll use the self-checkout too at the circulation desk, so they can still talk to us and still have that exchange, but while they're talking, they can do their own items. They do it like that. And plus, it does feel very, it's fun watching them all kind of light up on the screen. So people do enjoy that. And for the kids, it's not exciting because they're like, oh yeah. Just put them out like that's how it's supposed to
But
be.
they like not having to wait for their parents to scan like 15 books.
Well, it's more like their parents don't have to wait for them.
To scan.
So, and it's nice too, because a lot of the kids can use the barcode on the back of the barcode inside the book, so it just helps move things along. So let's see, other significant. So this month, we signed a contract with Canopy, which is our replacement for Acorn. So it is a streaming service for video content. So you're gonna see next month a chunk of money coming out of the content budget to cover this. We are starting at $5,000 that we're intending that to cover the first year of the contract. It's very similar to Hoopla for anyone who uses it. It's paid to use. So we set standards for how many serves a patron can check out a month, what the cap is that is paid per item. And we have the ability to change that as needed. So we can see based on how often it's used, if we need to. Like with Hoopla, during COVID, we went from limiting 3 checkouts a month to 10 checkouts a month, and we didn't go back. We saw that the patrons really appreciated it, a lot of feedback on it. So with Canopy, we're starting at, I believe, half of that with 5 serves per month, and then depending on how that goes, we'll adjust.
So it's 5 per user per month.
Yes.
To set up my brother-in-law with Canopy down in Florida,
Yeah.
older guy, but basically it's 6 per month is what they said in Pompano Beach.
Yeah.
It's interesting, it must be pretty much the same age.
Well, yes, we can set the standard.
That's good.
We figured though, because this year we hadn't calculated for having that streaming service, we want to be a little conservative and see how it goes. And also too, streaming services change overnight, so, tomorrow there could be something new. Yeah.
Are you gonna have, when you go to that, I'm assuming that we're gonna be able to stream onto your TVs?
So that, you should be able to put Canopy on your TV, but I have to verify that.
So you can also take your iPhone and plug it right into your TV.
Well, I know that, and I know that we can do that with your. Yeah,
But I'll give you more information on that next
but
month.
I was gonna say, it would be great if we maybe, did a program on that. Offer the program to, or make a video or something, here's how you do that, because I know, a lot of people would love to be able to stream that kind of stuff.
Well, we will add that tutorial to our Niche Academy account and to our YouTube channel, once we have all that done. Until we get the account up and running, we're limited what we're able to do. So I signed it on Friday, it went over today, so it'll go over before it's finished.
One last question. What is the actual charge for video? How do they toll it? Do you know?
That depends on the video.
Depends on the video.
Yes,
Okay.
so there's different tiers for, it's the same as with most of the pay use. They have different tiers.
Got it.
So we can say like, as Google, you know, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's $4.99 or $3.99 is our cap. So there's content that's $5.99 to $6.99. But we stay at a lower tier. We don't have to regulate as much when we start getting into the higher.
Thank you.
So then preschool services, we have a couple new services coming out. In April, we're trying to reach out to some of the preschool programs to balance out the loss we had in early literacy programming. We are getting kids back into those programs. They are in much smaller groups, and we're not looking to increase the sizes of those groups at this time. Pre-COVID, early literacy programs were between 40 and 60 people at each program. It's not a realistic number for us right now. We also completely rearranged the children's department, so we don't actually have the space to accommodate that right now. But that does impact our numbers for programming. So we're looking to try to increase those numbers in alternative avenues, one of which is working with local schools. So this website, while you'll be able to see it, I don't think it's live to the public until Wednesday. What we're going to do is contact 2 local preschools and have them give us feedback before we promote it to the.
But are we actually not turning anyone away that wants to be part of it?
You have to be a license. Oh, you mean story times? At this point, we have registration caps, so they're having a waiting list sometimes, but
nobody complained.
no. But now that masks are off, you know, staff have certain comfort levels.
I'm sure.
So we're trying to be very respectful of that. Then I mentioned earlier, the Friends paid for the badge books for the 1,000 books before kindergarten program. This is one of the stacks. You can all actually go on the stack and do it. The idea is to have parents or caregivers read the 1,000 books of paper at the start of kindergarten. It's a great program. It's been going on for almost a decade now. There's actually a place that you can register your library, so we're getting ourselves on to register for 1,000 books, so that way people who are looking for the program can see that we offer it. So we're very excited about that. We wanted to start it before summer reading, so that way people will register for summer reading who don't know about it, be enrolled in it at the same time.
Is that for Bethel residents only, or anyone?
Anyone. We don't restrict.
No, I know we don't. But
Yes.
it's not a problem. Do any of the other libraries offer this?
Oh,
also?
yes.
They all do.
There are not all of them, but there are other area libraries that do. Any questions?
Where's it gonna sit on the website? Is it gonna be that section where you have the outside sources for children?
What do you mean?
Stack. I mean,
Beanstack, that's on our activities page, so see events and activities, you go to activities, and it'll sit on this page.
got it.
So right now, we don't have any active reading challenges, so there's nothing there.
Yep.
The Beanstack should appear, sorry, not Beanstack, 1,000 books before kindergarten image should appear in the next 2 weeks. And then come June, summer reading will come below that.
Great. Thank you.
If that goes well and all the staff are doing well with it, the hope is in September to launch 100 books for high school. So that way we'll have some for older kids as well.
Well, it's a challenge. I think the kids will do better.
It's not, well, I mean, they can start it at any time. So it's not like they're restricted to fit, 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Reasonable.
It is, of course. I expect that of my children, so why not? All right, so that's it for me.
Thanks for that. So moving on to committee reports. Robin, the floor is yours.
All right. So mini golf was a hit, guys. I'm gonna have to reiterate Mary's thank you because everyone really did pitch in and it was fun. And I had a personal goal, based on what we've done in years past, and we exceeded it. So I'm happy. So I knew that one of the numbers. So the bottom line profit, I'll just start with the bottom line. net profit after expenses was $7,599.09.
Wow, that's not bad.
Exactly. And like really, come on, like 91 cents more and we could have been at so obnoxious. But that's pretty darn good. So basically, we brought in a gross of $10,603.58. And that was based on the silent auctions, some random donations, money we made selling snacks, tickets for Friday night, and then Saturday. So Saturday was interesting because the last time we did this, I believe we did about $100 in $80.
And I read a whole book in one day.
On Saturday in 2019. So we were not so hopeful about Saturday, but we did lower the price from last time. So this time on Saturday, we did, well, just in ticket sales, we did over $550, like $565. And then we also got like we did snack sales, and people gave random donations that day. So that was sort of a nice surprise. Also, raffles in the past have not brought in that much money. This year we did silent auction. Terry, it brought in $1,050. And that is really so much, Terry, and
Yeah, that is
the
scary.
golf and the
Garbage.
dumpster.
The garbage dumpster.
Such a hit. So the auction was, I mean, over $1,000. That was really great. And our expenses were $3,004.49. So $2,495 goes straight to the mini golf company right off the bat. So most of that comes from sponsorship money. There's always a fee to the health department. Then we just bought a few things. We always get pizza for the kids, setting up banners, scorecards, what we paid out in snacks for the Saturday. And then little things like linens, which we finally bought, so we don't have to rent them anymore. We don't buy them again. So maybe our expenses will be even lower next year. But I mean, our expenses were still about $500. Not so bad, $100 a year or two. So anyway, I thought it was a good event. If anyone sold sponsors and want, I think that's just Linda, and want to thank them directly, I have a letter I can send you if you want to email it to them, like a form letter. And I'll send it to you guys. Did anyone else sell a sponsor? Oh yeah, but you know this. You were in last week's meeting. So, rest up because we're doing it again next year. Probably.
That's what it says in the letter, at least.
There we go. So that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. It was a fun night.
I have one question because Saturday we were jammed with kids. I mean, it was just, what was different about the year before, which I wasn't here, and this one you thought made such a big
I
difference?
think it was the $5 difference in price.
Weather.
Weather. We had a lovely rainy day, which brought this year, we brought a lot of people to do.
We also,
We also had 2 sponsors. Is that what you're going to say?
no, I think the
Oh,
Winter Guard advertising.
oh, yeah.
And
That's
we
true.
had no idea what mini golf was gonna look like, so we didn't really know how to market it.
We have 2 sponsors this year that were marketing it to children, specifically, I think, Macaroni Kids.
Yep.
Because they are an online, like newsletter for activities for children, and I think she marketed it well. And I also think that the library staff did a very good job of marketing it to schools, because it's in the newsletter, the schools for weeks. And we didn't do that last time. So
We didn't do it as much.
Not like to the same extent, I don't think.
We followed the same schedule as last time, so
Oh,
it should have been.
I just think the price, I think
I agree.
$5, because when people came in, can I talk?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I could or not. When people came in and they saw that they didn't know it was happening, and they saw it was only $5, okay, I'll let my kid play for $5. $10 was a lot more of no. But $5 is nothing, so they just let their kid play.
Even if it was a half hour, and they said, oh, just time for a few,
Right.
like.
Right, and a lot of them did say that, and we would say, well, John would say, stay downstairs, because that's where it's more children orientated, the holes work, so it was fabulous.
I think the guy who ran mini golf, he was there,
Russ.
and he was free giving away all this stuff.
Yeah.
And the kids loved it. I've never seen the fact that they got one and walked out with them, as inexpensive as that was a huge deal.
And so
It
for
was
those
his.
of you who weren't here on Saturday, but only here on Friday, they set up a bonus hole on Saturday. And it was lined with little mini stuffed animals. And he made sure every group or kid got a hole in one, and everyone got to take a little stuffed animal. And he kept refilling it, and the kids really did love it, because they all left with a little toy. Yeah.
And also the stairs.
Yeah.
The stairs had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you get a hole in one on the stairs,
Which everybody does.
you got something.
Yeah. They had like pretend money and little, junk toys that break in like 5 seconds, but
They loved
kids
it.
love it, yeah. So that was nice that he did that, because it's brothers that run this mini golf company, and he said his brother doesn't do all of that, so.
That's.
Yeah, well, and he
Exactly.
said, but even if you don't get me next time, make sure you request it, because if you ask for it, they'll do it, so. Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice that he was here.
Yeah,
That's great.
he was here all day Saturday, and Saturday, I have to say, for a person who loves kids, looking at all those happy little kids,
Yeah.
it's like, it really is just joyful to see.
And I ran into somebody that I know who was here. And they were just, they had been to the event, but they were like, I had no idea what this was gonna be like. We just did it because we always do the library fundraisers, and we didn't have much of an expectation. And we came and we had an absolutely fabulous time. So we decided, if you guys do it next year, we're gonna let everybody know how much fun we had and get a group of people together, because Connie, your group was like a guiding star to a lot of other people.
Well, and then some people said to me, oh, I didn't know about it. Put me on your list for next year. Write them down.
We have a person that wants to sponsor next year.
Yeah.
We gave away the trophy on Saturday to this couple that, they were like, so, Megan has their picture.
No, I don't, I'm
They
sorry.
were
You didn't
so
send it.
adorable.
I
They
have
were,
the
like checking the scorecards inside the basket to see if they had the potential of winning. And are we being recorded? We're not.
Yes.
Oh, we're not. So they had the lowest score, and they actually did win the trophy, which they were so excited about. Like, the guy was like,
It's called the director's trophy.
it was in.
Well,
He said he was gonna
it was
put
made by
next
one
to
of the
his-
sponsors.
Yeah.
Next to his pie eating contest.
It was made by
Ultimate Restoration.
Ultimate Restoration. It says BPL first
Bethel
place.
Public
Yeah,
Library.
yeah, BPL first place. That's what the trophy says.
That was great.
And
So
so
they-
he and the guys that he brought from the shop had a great time, so hopefully we'll get another one of those trophies next year.
Oh,
They
yes.
had a
that'd be
good
great.
time. They had a good time. Some people really had a good time. It was fun to watch.
Well, he said he only won second prize in the pie eating.
Yeah. So this is the trophy for first place.
Yeah.
He told us that.
That was fun. And the kids, so much fun. So next year, do it all again. If you have any recommendations for our committee, sort of things we can do better or improve, we're open to hear.
I want to say you did a great job. I mean, it's a
Thank
big
you.
responsibility.
Thank you.
You always do it, come through for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need a motion to do it next year? No, we're just gonna do it.
Thank you. Robin, do you want to call one more meeting of the development committee though, just to tie up loose ends? We talked about a survey.
Yeah, you're not Megan.
You just lean back.
I really do want to call another meeting.
And when would that be?
Thinking about that just yesterday, but I just forgot. So,
And when would you like that meeting?
Well, why don't we establish that after this meeting?
Okay,
Absolutely.
But if anybody has feedback they want to share with the committee, if you could send that to Robin and I in the next week, that would be very helpful.
yes. So, I could talk about golf for several months. So.
Any other issues, new business, old business, anyone cares to bring up? I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion to adjourn the meeting. And I'll
And Terry will second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. You're all home. Plenty of time to watch the girls win tonight. I hope.
6:36.
Huh?